I'm with Randy Rarick, the director of the International Professional Surfers Organization. Randy, the Pro Class Trials is a way for people that are not rated or professionals that are not currently rated in the top 16 to work their way into the pro circuit here in Hawaii. How does this work? Is this a way that win in? Give us an idea how that works.
Basically, the top seeds are just that. The top 16 surfers on the IPS ratings get an automatic seed into the events, and so we have a guaranteed 12 slots that are open for up-and-coming pros, aspiring pros, and new amateurs and what have you that are trying to break into the ranks. And so this trials is exactly that. We have an eliminations where they work their way through, and we take a minimum of 12 surfers, sometimes more depending on which event we're at. And those 12 qualify to go up against the top seeds.
The Hawaiian Pro Tour certainly has quite an attraction. You've got 132 entrants from over 10 countries. So you got quite a draw here. Now, I know this is quite a variation from the way they surf in their own home countries. Hawaii's winter tour must be very attractive to have people travel all over the world just to surf in an elimination.
Well, Hawaii's the mecca of surfing, without a doubt, and we've got surfers, like I said, coming from all over the world, and in this particular event, over 10, 12 countries are represented. And a lot of surfers will go to a certain segment of the tour, but everybody comes to Hawaii. I mean, this is the, where you make it or break it, and if you can cut it here in Hawaii, well, then you can make a big time.
Thank you. Okay, Joe, in this heat, who do we have?
In this first semifinal heat, we have Treible of California, who will be wearing the black jersey. Larry Bertlemann, the so-called rubber man from Hawaii, is in white. Wearing red, Chappy Jennings, the diminutive 17-year-old from Australia. James Mahelona from Hawaii is in yellow. Johnston of Hawaii is in the blue jersey. And Mark Price of South Africa is in green.
Okay, here we go. Here's a good set coming in right now, Joe. Johnston from Hawaii. Don just finished the semi-heat a few minutes ago. There's a lot of mushing out here. He isn't getting much drive on this particular wave.
No, he's not right, but the contest is such that the judges are looking for whatever you can do with whatever wave you've got. If the wave isn't good, you've just got to look good anyway. You've got to work the wave all the way to the end as long as you can, doing as many maneuvers as possible and staying as close to the whitewater as you can.
Okay, Joe, it looks a little inconsistent here right now.
We do see some new lines coming in, though, Rob, and somebody's paddling for this wave. Mark Price from South Africa. He just recently finished a quarterfinal heat.
Mark Price last year in the World Team event made the comment that he had problem with his inexperience with big waves, but it seems like he's rectified that and making it all the way to the semifinals here in the Pro Class Trials.
Yes, Rob, he has. He mentioned that he came early to Hawaii this year in order to put in the water time, in order to practice, be trained, be tuned to the particular peculiarities of Sunset Beach. As well, he's changed his equipment to accommodate larger, thicker, more powerful waves.
Okay, on the inside, we got Don Johnston again. On the outside, behind him,
in the red jersey, we've got
Chappy Jennings, that 17-year-old from Australia.
Seems the potential pros are getting younger and younger every year. We've got several 16 and 17-year-old people that have entered the pro trials. Hey, there's our Larry Bertlemann
Larry
from
Bertlemann
Hawaii.
on a nice set outside. Probably the biggest one so far in this heat. Larry's been having a hot pro trials here. He's won every single heat that he's gone into, and he's got to be the man to beat in this semifinal.
In the yellow jersey, slashing, cutting across the top of the wave.
James Mahelona of Hawaii.
Now, James is a relative dark horse in this event. It's quite impressive that he's made it this far.
And the whitewater eats him up. The whitewater's a churning monster out there, isn't it? It really can knock you for a loop.
It's very powerful, Rob. A lot of water moves through the Sunset Beach area. So much, in fact, that when a person loses their board goes out the channel. Boards have been found on the island of Kauai, northwest here of Oahu.
That's amazing. The whitewater is just one of the challenges facing the surfers here on the Pro Class Trials. We talked to some of the surfers earlier about the other challenges that they have to face.
Extremely tough challenge because they're in a place where they're not real familiar with the conditions, and to get past that takes quite a bit of experience, and it's a test for them. They have to meet that particular challenge, and hopefully, if everything goes well, they'll get through.
The caliber of surfing here, they're just unreal. The surfers are so good, but they don't have enough money to travel on the tour, and you find some very hot surfers out there. It's a tough event. There's a lot of good competitors in this contest, and it's a good test for the up-and-coming pro events. If you can get through this, well, you must be surfing pretty well.
The trials is a hard contest. I'm glad I'm not surfing in it, and I reckon anyone could be a winner.
On the outside
In the blue jersey
is Don Johnston again. That's his third wave of this heat. Don
nice
is coming on strong.
He cuts back into the whitewater. The judges, again, want the contestants to stay as close to the power source of the wave as possible. He hit the whitewater. You might wonder why. He hit the whitewater. There we go. We found out the reason. In order to stay to the inside section and ride the wave.
By the way, Don's brother's in the third semifinal heat, Jeff Johnston. So the Johnston family is well represented today. All right, taking off. Phil Treible of California. This is his first year in Hawaii. His father's a chaplain in the armed services. You know? I think one would have to equate surfing Sunset Beach as having a 3-story building chasing you, isn't it?
Well, it's been estimated by scientists at the Scripps Institute in San Diego that if you took a 15-foot wave at Sunset Beach, a 100-foot section of that would weigh 10,000 tons. Now, not all of it falls exactly on the body of a surfer during a wipeout, but plenty does.
It's interesting to compare snow skiing with surfing. A lot of people like to do that in the thrill of going up and down. The only thing is that in snow skiing, as opposed to surfing, the mountain doesn't chase you. Whereas surfing, it does.
Right. We're talking about men and women, Rob, who ride mountains. Mountains that move,
and chase them out. We got Mark Price.
He's over dangerous territory, Rob. The water there is very shallow, maybe a couple feet. Underneath that 2 feet of water, very sharp coral. Rob, you can see the lines approaching from the horizon. They're moving into the lineup.
They're paddling out to get into this on the peak.
Let's see who's going to take off. In the black jersey.
Phil Treible from California. That's his second wave of this heat.
Californians, by the way, Rob, are really trying to come from behind. In recent years, they have not generally performed well in pro contests around the world. Of course, they're a big state. We've got a lot of people to choose from, a lot of people to offer to the surfing world. Many miles of coastline and really decent waves. It's one of the centers of surfing in the world, but their professional division has been weak in recent years. They're on the rise, though. And
James Mahelona, Hawaii again.
This Hawaiian showing that he knows his local waves. He knows the waves here in Hawaii, and that's a distinct advantage he holds over contestants from any outside source. He's down, though, but he's going to stick with it. He's going to stay standing if he can.
That's the second person that Mark Price just did that earlier in this heat.
Yep, again, the judges are watching to see what they can do with the whole wave, even the less desirable inside section. He's still carving it up,
and
he falls back.